everyone, today's first impression video is going to be on the NYX Love in Paris palette in Parisian Chic. And if you want to see how I get this eye makeup look, a step-by-step tutorial as well as a first impression review of this and my thoughts on it, then just keep watching. So right now I've already done all my face makeup and I've also applied my Urban Decay primer potion. You definitely want to use the primer before you apply eyeshadow just so it stays on longer and looks a lot more even. And if you're wondering what blush I'm wearing, it's actually the NYX blush in Mocha. This is one of the new blushes that I picked up from Target the same time I got the eyeshadow palette. It's a really nice like deep coral shade. I thought this was perfect for fall because it's like a very warm amber type of pinkish peach. It's very hard to describe, but it's a very nice kind of cinnamony color. It's like a fall version of coral to me, so I just love that, and that's what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now. So it has, the packaging is super cute. Of course it has the shiny black classic NYX packaging. It has this little bow right here, which is where you open up, and it actually opens up like a book sort of thing. There are some matte shades in here and there's also some shimmery shades. You have a nice matte black, or it's like a deep chocolate brown. That's matte, and then you've got some satin shades that's like a satiny taupe color. And then the middle one, that one, I think are all matte, and that one is matte, but then the other shades are like chunkier shimmery shades. So I'm going to see how these apply. I'm going to do like a classic neutral eye. I'm just going to work, so I don't want to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to take a longer flat shader brush from Sigma. And I'm going to pick up this shimmery shade. I've already swatched these, that's why it looks like they have been used. I just swatched them just to see how the color pigmentation was. So it looks like it's not too chalky. It is picking up color, which is great. It's not like totally flat. So I'm going to tap off just a little bit there. There's a tiny bit of fallout. And then I'm just going to start patting this onto my lid. But for me, it's kind of almost the color of my skin tone. So it's not showing up the best. I do see the shimmer on my lid, but the nude color matches the color of my skin, if that makes sense. So it's nice for something very natural, but it's definitely more of like a subtle shimmer if you can see the texture there. Okay, so now that we've got that down on the crease, I'm just going to take a little bit more of that same color and put this on my inner corners. I'm also going to take the same shade and do just a tad bit right there on my brows arch, to give it a little lift. Okay, so far I think that applied really nicely. It wasn't too chunky or chalky. So I'm just going to use a basic flat shader brush. I'm going to pick up, I guess, this shade here, which is still shimmery. Maybe even mix it with some of this one. Like a brown, that one's more of like a golden tone. Tap it off. And I'm just going to put this on my outer lid. And so you have that transition. Very pigmented. As you can see, those brown colors really showed up nicely. I definitely need to blend though, so it's not too harsh of a line. So I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and blend out my crease. I know with previous NYX shadows, if you overblend too much, they wipe away. So I'm just going to blend out the edges of that. I'm not going to go over the actual shadow. So that really cleaned it up nicely. So now I'm going to take the shade in the middle, which is a very light brown, and it is totally matte. I really like these types of shades for doing transitional crease colors. So I'm going to use like a white fluffy blending brush. This is the Savannah Lace EB09. I'm going to tap this off, and I'm just going to start putting this in my crease. I'm not going to be too precise with this color. I'm just going to do windshield wiper motions across my lid here. So that color actually shows up really well. I was afraid with the matte colors that they weren't going to be very pigmented, but I can definitely see the color in my crease, and this brush was clean, so there was nothing on it before, and it really shows up nicely. So before it gets up too high, I'm just going to take a thicker blending brush. This is a synthetic one, and I'm going to pick up the light highlight shade here. And actually you can see it on my brush, so that's nice. It seems very pigmented. Very velvety, smooth too in texture. It's not chalky feeling. And I'm just putting this on my brow bone to blend it out. So far I'm really liking this palette. So you could stop here if you don't want anything too dramatic, but I'm just going to take a more precise crease brush. This is like a tulip shaped one. And I guess I'm going to pick up this shade here, something a little bit darker. And I'm just going to focus this right here on that outer V. Bring it down. I'm just going to use that to place the color, then I'm going to go back in with my clean blending brush. Just very gradually bring that inward. And that's all the blending that I'm going to do. Looks a little bit different on camera. You'll have to wait till you can see pictures on my blog. Looks a lot more harsh on camera than it really is. I'm just kind of pressing this in. I don't want to really try to move it around because it is such a dark color and it's very pigmented. Okay, now I'm going to just take more of my highlight shade, just go over my crease just to soften it so it's not too dark. I'm not trying to do a smoky eye here. So far so good. I'm really liking these. They're not blending out too much and fading away. They seem very creamy and blendable. They haven't been chalky feeling. They're very smooth and very nice texture. I really like this. I'm going to take just a little bit on a very small shader brush. And I think I'm going to go with this shade here for the lower lash line. Definitely tap it off on the lower lash line. You don't want to fall out. Just going to connect that color from the top right to my outer corners. So now we are done with the eyeshadow. If you wanted to add a little bit of gold sparkle, you could always take some of that shade here and put that on the center of your lid, but I think I'm just going to stick with this. I really like the way that it turned out so far. So now the rest of my makeup is done. But I really liked this. I definitely recommend these. These are $10 at Ulta, or you can order them from NYX's website, or now you can find them at Target. So these, I think, were one of the only eyeshadow palettes that they had. I don't remember seeing single eyeshadows. They didn't have a full range of NYX products at Target, but they did have the majority of their stuff. The only thing I wish that they had more of was their face stuff, and they also have several different shades of these. There's a bunch of different palettes you can choose from. There's some darker ones. I think they had some brighter colors, but I just wanted to get the most basic palette because, again, I wanted something cheaper than this and also more traveling friendly than my Too Faced Natural Eye Kit. And I love this. I think there's some really great dupes in here for this. I'm just going to compare it really quickly so you guys can see to the Too Faced palette in case you've been looking at getting this. You can try getting the other one first instead, or if you don't want to spend the money. So the highlight shade, Heaven, and then this shade is very similar. That one's a little bit more of a yellow tone. This one has more of a neutral or pink tone to it, but they're very similar. That center shade right there is very similar to this Velvet Revolver, which is what I always use as my transition, like crease color. The shimmery shades, that one is very similar to that color Push Up. This one down here is very similar to the color Erotica. There's just some really similar shades. Silk Teddy is closest to that shimmery shade that I used on my lid right here. So these are very comparable. Maybe I'll even do an actual video comparing them side by side, but I will show you guys swatches of these. The pictures of that will be on my blog so you can see all the shades, actually what they look like swatched on my hand. And then I might do some more eye looks playing around with this. Maybe I'll do something a little bit darker for nighttime. So comment below with any tutorial requests that you have if you want to see more of this, or if you want to see like a Battle of the Brands video showing this, anything like that. Leave your requests in the comments below. I also want you to leave me some requests for any future fall time videos because I want to film some fall themed videos for you all. Oh, and one last thing before I go, I wanted to quickly show you guys these new bracelets that I got. These came from glamjewelers.com. I will have the website listed down below, but I recently got a few things from there and I'm in love with their stuff. Everything is so cute and it's not too expensive either. But I'm just obsessed with this bracelet. You guys might have seen this in my last Get Ready With Me video. And then this is actually one of their arm candy sets where you can buy it all together, which is nice because the color's already coordinated. So I think this is so cute, and I just want you guys to check out that jewelry website down below if you're into jewelry like me, because I love finding new websites like that, and especially places that have very unique pieces. I plan on doing a blog post very soon showing you guys the different pieces that I got from there. If I've already done it and have it up, I will have that listed down below for you guys because I'm not sure when this video is going to get up. But if not, look for that very soon and I will have a full blog post on the new jewelry. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye everybody.